Hey everyone, welcome to the GameGravy Rewind podcast. Today is episode 68. Wow. And we're going to be talking about digital games versus physical games and purchasing them and when you should switch over to digital or if you should and what people are doing. Today I have Dante and Chris with me as usual. Say what's up, guys.
What's going on? One more week. One more week.
What's up, guys?
More week. Yes. He's counting down till Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, definitely. Got to.
That's really funny. So episode 69 falls on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
We talked about that last podcast. Someone didn't listen to it, but no, yeah, it's kind of weird how that worked out with the numbers.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Dante didn't listen to last week's podcast. I'm quite hurt.
I'm hurt, Dante.
It's in my podcast playlist. All right.
In your podcast playlist, like how big is your playlist then?
He's got a backlog for his podcasts too, just like his games.
I do. I actually have 40 some odd podcasts in my playlist that I need to listen to.
Jeez Louise.
It's probably like 75% of it's probably sports, but you know.
Dear gosh.
Right? Anyway. Just listen to him in the car when you drive.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, okay. You need to drive more then.
Did you drop like 2 minutes away?
Right?
35 minutes.
Okay. Well, all right. Anyway.
All right. So the questions that we're going to be posing in this debate, because it's pretty relevant in the gaming world, because last week we spoke about upgrading your PS4 hard drive, if you should, or if you should upgrade your system. You know, we pretty much said you should. I mean, if you have the money, upgrade, cool. If not, do the hard drive upgrade, because it's worth it. And my digital hard drive upgrade went really well. I forgot one major component, though.
What?
That's really obvious. Is that I was excited after I got it installed and everything synced up and reinstalled. And then I was like, crap. Now I have to update everything and re-download all the DLCs automatically.
Yep.
So I didn't get to play a lot that day. It was just a full 15 hours of re-downloading all the major updates, all patches, everything, DLCs and everything, and then installing them.
I had set mine up pretty much to do it overnight because when I had upgraded mine, it was I set it up for that. But yep,
but it's 2 terabytes of awesomeness, so I have plenty of space.
Yeah, and I like that as soon as you did that, Sony immediately allowed external hard drive support.
Yeah, we can talk about that too. That's pretty amazing, right? So in this digital realm that we're talking about. So now Xbox One has external hard drive support, and PlayStation 4 will have external hard drive support. It's not out yet, but it will be in their next patch. I don't know when they're going to release it yet.
Well, they're in beta right now for beta testers right now.
Correct.
To use it
Correct.
right now. So if you're a beta tester, congratulations, you got your first iteration of it, and hopefully it works for you guys, because sometimes these betas don't really work. So.
Yeah. Well, either way, the cool thing is Sony's going to have it, Xbox is going to have it, which will lead us to our main topic of tonight. Should we switch to buying digital games? And we did wind up taking polls from our our public Facebook community, and because there's lots of debates always going on there, and it's quite interesting. I'll talk about those later, but the main post questions are: should we switch to digital games, buying them? What are the advantages? What's the main reason people are digital only, and or between us, we can talk about what we prefer and we can talk about our community, talk about a pros and cons list too. Mm-hmm. So before we kick it off, Dante, I'm going to bring up 2 good facts that he brought up and did some research on, just so you guys know. And what is that, Dante? Do you want to say it, or do you want me to read it?
Oh no, go ahead.
EA investors, in their conference call, they said that 32% of all sales in 2016 were digital, which is huge, which is a big deal. And then digital, and overall, digital sales of console games were above $1 billion in 2016, which is up 16% from a year ago prior. And that's from VentureBeat.com, and we'll put that source link in the podcast notes below, so you can go and look at it for yourself. So yeah, we want to bring that up, that businesses are starting to look at their analytics and sales trends, and for a good reason, they're offering more digital sales and good deals. So let's talk about all 3 of us, what we prefer. I don't know, one of you guys want to start?
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. I honestly prefer if it's if I'm getting just a standard or deluxe edition of the game, and if it's a game that I'm not really interested in that much, then I'm not. If it's a game that I'm not like going like, oh my god, I need the collectors, I need everything there is to know about this game, like Uncharted's and things of that nature, then I will go with the digital copy of it. I only keep the physical copy of it if I get it in a collector's edition. I've said in like a couple podcasts ago that like me and my friend we pretty much console share, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever games I buy, he has. Whatever games he buys, I have. So that's mainly the reason for it. But if I had to choose, if I didn't have the console sharing option, I would still probably do digital, mainly because of the fact that like I run out of room for all my stuff. I have literally probably over 200 Blu-rays and probably over 300, 400 DVDs like on a wall, and I'm like I just run out of room. And
that sounds pretty insane.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. It's like Anthony. Anthony's like a. Remember back in the day when you lived with him?
Yeah, I know. My bedroom turned into the media room. All the walls were filled with games, and which is cool. But I think he got rid of a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, well, like it's just for me. I just find I like look at him like, oh, that's cool. I have all this stuff, but then I'm thinking like, there's no way in the world I'm gonna be able to go back and play through all this stuff. And some of it you'll find out that if it's in the sun, it'll get sun faded, and whatnot. And so it's just I don't know. For me, I find digital being the best thing for right now. Even though any point in time, we talked about this before we started this podcast that developers can easily just take their games right off the market, and if you delete the game somehow or your hard drives end up messing up or something like that, then it's gone. So there's that you got to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
But
what
right now,
about you, Dante?
I prefer digital.
Okay. Dante?
I'm kind of the opposite. I'm probably 80-20 physical. Almost everything I buy for video games is physical, unless there is a sale that I can't pass up digitally, or the game is only available digitally. So one of the reasons for that is I'm a part of the My Best Buy program where I get 20% off of their new games. That's not a plug, by the way. I get 20% off of their games, and a lot of times they have pre-order bonuses where I get an extra $10 gift card and things like that. So if I'm going to get that, there's really no reason for me to get a game digitally if I'm already getting $12 off a brand new game to have a physical copy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when the games first come out, they're $60 digitally, unless you get a 10% kick in or something like that.
Right.
So there's really no monetary reason for me to do it. And then generally, and then if I want to trade it in, I have the option to trade it in or lend it to a friend. And you can't really do that with digital games at the moment.
Yep.
So I think the convenience is incredible digitally, but it's not worth it to me monetarily to do it at the moment.
No, I mean I lean the same way. I'm about like 90% physical and like maybe 10% digital. I'm part of the Best Buy Rewards Unlocked membership too, where you get the discounts on games, you get the cool stuff. Plus, I get my Best Buy points, and then I don't know. I'm all for having something to be able to trade in to sell with my console later on as leverage to get a new console if I needed to, or to keep it and have it so it's a collector's edition, something, or I get some piece of artwork or cool thing like, Fallout lunchbox or,
right.
or something really cool. You know what I mean? Like I prefer, in being an artist and working on the side of like licensing and different things like that and dealing with legal teams at work and different things, I am very wary of digital things because I know what control the companies have over their intellectual property and how they can enforce it quickly. And plus, if I want to borrow something from a friend or trade and be like, hey, dude, you haven't played this game? I'll let you borrow my game if you let me borrow one of your games over there. If it's console only, like digital, then yeah, do console sharing, which I haven't set up and I don't do. but I'm not opposed to it. I just don't have too many digital games. I guess how I feel about digital is that if it's not free, I'm not going to download it unless it's an amazing deal. Like when they had those games for like AAA titles for like $2.99 or $5.99 or something like that. That's normally $60. Then sure, I will jump on that and get it just to have it. But I just like to have something tangible for my money. I don't want to give somebody $50 to $60 of my hard-earned money and get nothing in return besides a digital good that they can take back whenever they want. That's how I feel about it.
I understand that, and like I mean, I'm not opposed to anyone owning physical copies of a game. I mean, heck, I've worked at GameStop for so many freaking years that like I own pretty much everything there is to own. But like during my time at working at GameStop, I've learned the fact of, hey, yeah, you have this system. Why you keep trading in if you think you're going to buy it later on?
Yeah.
Right now, I don't want to trade any system in. I really don't. I really don't want to get rid of any system, no matter how little I play it. I mean, to be honest with you, my Xbox One has not been turned on probably in 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about stuff like that last time for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I understand that like trading in for leverage towards a new system and whatnot. For me right now, with how I did things at GameStop, and I ended up spending more money because of the fact I rebought the system later on. Something I learned from Ryan Raymond.
That's just bad decision making.
Yeah, it is.
Like other people in our friends group that I'm not going to mention that will buy a console, a bunch of games, say it sucks, trade it in, and then buy it again in those same games. Like
I'll name him.
6 or 7 months later.
Eddie. I'll name him. His name is Eddie. He's the.
I'll name him.
I wasn't
Ryan
even
Raymond.
thinking about Eddie. I was thinking more along the lines of Rhino. Ryan's done that before.
Yeah, Ryan's done it plenty of times. He's traded in like a PS4, PS3 like 3 or 4 times and rebought it back. I was like, "Oh, are you serious?"
Oh, but I mean, I love Ryan, but it cracks me up a couple times when I've seen that online, like raging about something and then later on getting it again, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah,
that's keep it, hold out the storm, and then get it again later. But I get it.
Eddie bought and sold and bought and sold his GameCube. I think twice.
Which blew me away.
And the original Xbox, I think twice. He kept going back and forth between those consoles, and then ended up with both of them anyway. It was a good time. It was a good time to make fun of Eddie.
I was so surprised when I heard that he did that because I know how much he loved the GameCube, and I'm like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But, I get it.
It was fun.
So, like, I understand the fact of owning everything, but it's like, I can't get rid of systems now. And every game that I buy now, even digitally, I make sure the fact that, like, I know I want this game. I know, no matter what, like, Resident Evil just recently came out. I know I wanted it. I know eventually I was going to play on VR. I was like, okay, I'm buying it. I'm going all in. I got the digital deluxe edition, and that's the end of that.
I was joking around with, I don't know if it was Eddie or maybe it was you, Dante. I was talking about the games it was Anthony too, like the remastered games and stuff like that in HD that I already own for like Xbox 360 or whatever, and I still have my Xbox 360. And I'm just like laughing. I'm like, maybe I'm just getting old, but like I'm just gonna plug my 360 in and play this again. I'm not gonna buy the HD version. I got Infinite Warfare because I love that game. Modern Warfare 2. I love that game, and when they dropped the price from Best Buy from $80 to $50, I was on that. I'm like, yes, I want the remastered edition. Comes with all the old stuff. More people will be playing that. I was totally down for that. $80? Nah, I wasn't gonna get that, and I wasn't gonna buy it individually on its own. But like, I have a hard time buying remastered games that I've already played and beaten just because they're remastered. That's just me.
Sure.
So.
I kind of go back and forth with remasters a little bit, only because sometimes they're worth it and sometimes they're not.
It has to be a really, really good game that I want to play again.
Or you get it for cheap or whatever. But I wanted to get back to the a little bit of the physical media real quick.
Yes.
Chris owns a ton of DVDs and a ton of Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Are you guys digital only now for movies, or do you go back and forth for that?
For now, right now, I am digital
Like, do you
now.
still, if when Rogue One, when Star Wars Rogue One comes out, are you gonna buy it digitally or a Blu-ray?
Oh, I'm buying 3D Blu-ray all the way.
Okay.
I see. I'm the same way. I buy only movies in Blu-ray, but I make sure to pay extra for the digital copy too, so I have it.
Yeah.
Because I like watching movies on my iPad when I travel, so
Okay.
I always go for that option. But like I said, I have had times where the internet's out and I want to watch a movie
Sure.
or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or, you know, the internet's just being really slow, gaming or doing something. And I have a really high-speed internet. I want to be able to pop in my movie and watch it without having to stream it.
So what about music? Are you digital? Are you digital only for music?
It depends.
Depends.
Spotify, since the fact that I pay for it, any playlist that I actually do like that I have already saved it on my phone.
Yeah, music I buy all digital unless it's like a band I absolutely love and I want to keep listening to it in the car and, you know, on my high fidelity speakers and stuff. I'll buy like an LP of it or I'll buy like a CD of it so I can have it in the car without having to plug in my phone in all the time.
Sure.
But
I just want to see the consistency of if there's any consistency between
there
physical
is
media and stuff.
None with me.
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, like I mean, I've bought more digital movies than I have games. Let's just say that.
So I'm kind of the same way with books now because I have a Kindle, and I buy probably 90% of my books on Kindle now, as
Nice.
opposed to
I get that.
as opposed to physical. So that I've gone all digital music, almost all digital books, but I refuse to go all digital for video games and movies, which is kind of weird.
No, I understand that. Like books, I'm all digital in books. Like I'll buy a book if it's really good and I need it, or I need some sort of forms or something that comes with it. But like I'm 100% subscribed to Audible, and I have so many Audible books I listen to in the car, which is weird. But I like reading them too. But like I'll buy books to read, but not as much anymore because I have that Audible subscription. But let's, you know what? Those are all pretty good, valid points. Well, we can ask other people that too. Want to talk about the pros and cons of each? I think we have been, but let's just list them out really quick.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's talk about physical pros and physical cons. The physical pros I listed are you can trade them in, you can sell them, you get collector's editions, physical artwork, or cool little gizmos, gadgets, or toys that come with it. You can trade or let friends borrow them. And swap with friends as a pro, and it's the monetary value. Cons are you have to swap discs mainly, and you have possibility of destroying the discs by accident. Other than that, do you guys have anything to add to the pros or cons list of physical purchases?
Well, it all depends on like whether the fact you just so happen to lose your physical copy of it. Sometimes those do happen where if not you, then possibly someone in your house just like, oh well, I'm gonna play this for a little bit, and they bring it to their system and they'd be like, oh well, oh crap, I don't know where it is.
I have never had that happen, but if it did, that person would get their butt kicked.
Yeah.
Or be buying me a new copy.
I'm just saying because
Well,
of
like-
the fact of roommates and as far as kids are concerned.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point, especially
Sure.
especially the kids portion. You know, if you lose a digital copy, you can just re-download it if you accidentally delete it. If you lose a physical copy, it's gone.
That's true.
So I think that's a valid point.
Okay, so cons are if you lose it, it's gone. You have to rebuy it.
Right.
All right. And also you have to swap discs. All right, let's talk about digital. All right. So the pros of digital are convenience, like ultra convenience. There's no disc swapping needed. I also call that laziness.
Hey,
But whatever.
It works. Okay.
No, it's true. It's convenient. It's super convenient. Like I like to be able just to boot up my PlayStation and click on a game and just go right into it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, especially during midnight releases. Woo-hoo.
Right? There you go. You just have the game automatically at midnight. It's yours.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
just play it right away.
that is really cool. When I pre-ordered I Am Setsuna and had it ready to go, it was already downloaded on my PS4.
Yep, me
You
too.
know, and as soon as that clock hit 0, I immediately booted it up and started playing. So
So that's definitely a pro.
that is an odd man. You really can't beat the convenience factor. I think that's a huge plus. And then not having to hot swap out discs and things like that, I think is a huge plus.
Also, the pros are system share, like you mentioned, Chris. You can have your friend hop on your PlayStation, and vice versa. You can share games that way. Mm-hmm. So yeah, do you guys have any other pros though? Because that's only 2 or 3. There's more pros for physical. So the cons I can list out if you guys don't have any more pros.
Hold on. Let me think.
I think you do get some great sales on digital. I just opened up the PSN weekly deals, and there's some pretty awesome deals on there that you wouldn't get in a store. So
I
think
true. Huge sales.
Yeah, I think that's a plus. And bonuses like digital content pre-order bonuses if you pre-order it on PSN. Sometimes you'll get extra material that way.
I don't think I count that because if you pre-order it physical, you get the same things. I haven't seen any game give you extra stuff for pre-ordering
sometimes
it digitally.
You get themes, avatars. If you care about that stuff, sometimes you get little extra pieces of DLC. Sometimes it just depends on the game.
Like I think I got a Resident Evil movie or something like that when I pre-ordered Resident Evil 7. I got the digital deluxe edition. I think it came with something. I just haven't looked into it. I thought it said it came with a movie, like one of the
one of the older Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool. All right. So the cons of digital are you're under the whim of terms and conditions. So companies can pull their games when they want, and then they're gone. Period. Even if you paid full price for it. If you have the disc, they can't come to your house and take it from you.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. If they do, I'll be waiting. Just try it. Let's go. Anyways, hard drive space is one of them. You can upgrade, but that comes with a price. You have no trade-ins, no possibility of selling. You can't trade with friends, but you can do system share. And you have to keep your system. I think it obligates you to keep your system unless they do crossover sharing, like if they did the PS5 or whatever, PS Pro later on. If they don't let you have all your PSN purchases just come over from PS4 to the new system, gotta have your PS4 on hand. You have to keep them. Otherwise, everything you've ever purchased, like the Wii to Wii U and then Wii U to Switch, you lose it all. And they're allowed to do that. And while that may make you mad, they're gone. And that money that you spent, hopefully you played the game and you weren't just storing it.
Yeah, that's true. That's how I feel about my Rock Band songs on Xbox 360.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have them on your 360. You just pull out your 360.
Yeah, but I'm just like,
But yeah, you don't want to. The convenience factor is not there anymore, huh?
Yeah, no, it's not there anymore.
Although it is, you just don't want to play that system. That's my point. You know what I mean? That's definitely a big con. Let's go down to super quick what people in our community are saying on our Facebook group.
Okay.
All right. So Scott, he's pretty much physical. He said physical copy type of guy. Eddie said he's pretty much digital only now. Anthony, digital only. Christian, digital only. Dave, he said he's pretty much physical. Sean, he's digital only. Devin said he's 90% digital and 10% physical. You got in fractions there, just like we did, kind of. So he's like, yeah, or percentages, I should say. So he divides it up a bit. Ryan's a mix too. He does digital and physical, but leans more on the digital side. I guess it really depends, like if it's collector's edition. And Dakota said same thing as kind of we did. He pretty much said if there's a collector's edition that has cool stuff with it, he'll buy that. Otherwise, he'll do digital.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah. So a lot of people are on. I mean, there's like I feel like half the people are like hardcore only digital, and their mindset is for pure convenience. You know what I mean? And being able to have that on hand, and the other people are like, I'm not sure. I can't speak for everyone. For me, that's the nostalgic factor and being able to have something physical in your hand, and enjoying that and being able to get something for your money's worth, your value of that. So it's kind of interesting. Mindset is, and especially with all the sales that the Venture Beats reporting and EA, how all
Right.
their sales are going all digital. Like, if we're gonna see the industry, starting to trend towards trying to phase out physical copies, you think that's gonna be a thing ever?
Yes, I definitely do think that will be a thing. Eventually down the line, I mean, it's starting to be like it now. And hopefully with the fact if it does end up being that way, maybe these game companies will set the standard to be like one company will dare to be like, you know what? We have a great game, we're confident in our game, we're gonna sell it at probably let's say $30. Digital only, here you go. And everyone freaking loves it and was like,
See, I don't think they're gonna drop the prices on stuff.
maybe they won't, but I mean, there's a possibility, a chance, in fact, of like someone, a developer, being bold like that,
Sure.
in doing that. Like Ratchet and Clank came out way cheaper than like I forget what it came out at.
Yeah,
Like,
that was $40 at launch, and so was Recore on Xbox One.
I think that might be the moving or drive incentive for some companies to get you to switch to digital by saying, well, you can go buy it in the store for $59.99, or you can buy it in the PSN or Xbox store for $39.99.
Right.
You pick.
Well, yeah,
want to
because I mean, like you guys have worked in games retail as well.
Yeah,
Stores only get a 20% or getting a 20% markup on those games.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
you sell a game for 60. It's down to 48. It's down to $48. Then those publishers have to pay, a fee to get the discs pressed.
It
the
lowers their
booklets pressed,
overhead
things
a
like
lot.
that. Yeah, you cut out a lot of the middleman stuff. So if you do that, that they have a good reason to maybe drop the cost on some of this stuff. But because of how high the fidelity is on a lot of these games now, and how many people work on them, are they going to recover costs that way?
Yeah. Exactly. That's.
I hope it doesn't. I'm an old man now. But I enjoy the ritual of going to get my game.
Opening it up and smelling the inside. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, you take that quick snort of the fresh air from the packing company, and you're good.
Right.
But I get my discount. I get my game. I head home. Pop
You
in
get
there
your
and I'm good.
bagel and coffee.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoy that ritual mostly because the couple of stores that I do go to buy games, the people that are in there are great, are actually really really friendly and helpful. If I didn't have that, maybe I wouldn't have such a good have a good reason to go. But I enjoy the ritual of it.
So
yeah, I do too.
So let me bounce this off you guys then. So then let's say the fact of you guys like you're having physical games. So would you prefer going to go get the original games? Dante, assuming you do because of what you just said. But for Mike, do you prefer going to the store to get the games, or do you prefer having it shipped to your house? And
I like getting it because I can have it right away, and I like talking to the people that are at the store too. Because like I said, I go to places that have super cool sales staff over at like GameStop and Best Buy,
right.
And I get to talk games and learn new things if I don't know about something specific, maybe something in a game, or I don't know, just news and different things in general, swapping stories or whatever.
Okay.
It's kind of fun. I don't know. I do like the ritual of it too. Plus, it's like, you get to go out and have an adventure. But then you get the game right away. I absolutely hate waiting. Like, I'm impatient type of person when it comes to certain things sometimes. And if I instantly give someone my money for something, I want to instantly receive something back in return. You know what I mean? It's just like going to the store, buying something. You give them money, they give you a product. So when I have to get something and wait like even 3 days for it, it's kind of like, it feels like a long time. Even with Amazon Prime, the 2 days sometimes turns into 3. Sometimes it doesn't. But it's cool when stuff arrives at my door, but it has to be something I don't want right away.
Okay. I was wondering because I mean, if I was going to go physical, I would rather just order it from Amazon and just have it shipped to my house, and I'll just.
Well, I mean, if it's like a pre-order thing, and I can't get it, like that's different. Like, let's say it's a brand new game where it's like you pre-order it online and then they'll mail it to you, and it will be mailed by the release date, like on the release date, so you get it that day. Then I'm okay with that, but I still like to go to the store.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Just figured I'd ask.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing I wanted to touch on for this was, I know this isn't going to be a big deal for Chris because he's embraced our digital overlords, but for
He's
me,
bowed down.
Yeah, right? But for me and Mike, like, let's say the new PS4, the new PS5, and the Xbox, whatchamacallit, if
Scorpio.
they're all digital, is that going to deter you from at all in moving over to another console?
I don't know, maybe. Because at that point, I'll just get a PC.
But you already have one. So...
No, I mean, like, no. I mean, I have my Alienware laptop, which is getting phased out slowly. But, like, I'm not going to go buy a $1,500 Xbox Scorpio console to have digital-only games. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to take that $1,500 and put it into the new PC build that I'm doing instead, and use Steam and Origins, and I'll just be PC from then on, and only buy consoles that that do that have games that I could buy. I don't know, unless because when you start blending the line of PC and consoles, like that could be another podcast topic in itself. So, the evolution of consoles.
Ooh.
But yeah, if the next Xbox is only digital, there has to be a very, very, very good reason or like unique twist or spin to that console to get me to buy it. Because if I have my gaming PC, I can get the Oculus still and use the Oculus with my gaming PC. I don't need an Xbox One to do that, because the Oculus comes with the Xbox One controller even.
Yeah, you can play all your exclusives on your PC anyway. So
yeah, because it's Windows. So that's starting to blend that line there. Let's talk about that next week. How about that? If you guys are cool with that.
Between that and sex in video games, because 69.
Right? All right. Well, we can talk about something else too, because Chris is gonna love next week. So we'll talk about digital girlfriends.
I don't know about that. I won't do that.
What the hell did you guys talk about last week?
You missed it, Dante. You're just gonna have to listen to it.
I gotta move the podcast up in the hierarchy, I guess.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. If you have any comments or anything like that, or you want to give us your 2 cents about digital purchases or physical purchases, hop onto our Facebook community on Facebook.com. I believe it's the community, just GameGravy, and you'll see us there as a public space. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks for nothing, later. Atlanta. Nice job, you bums. Biggest choke job in the history of the NFL. Great job.
Yeah, I was disappointed. Thanks, Atlanta.
Is what it is. Go NFC South.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Go Bucks.